Okay, I don't want to pay anybody.
I actually don't even know if that was the right song.
That was 100%. That was the right song.
Okay, I did it.
Hey, welcome back.
Hi.
Hey, Jacob's back, everybody. We finally found him. He was on a boat and swimming and all over the place. So welcome to Kazoo, everybody. We've got a great week, big week last week. Board shows, announcements, all sorts of shit. But as always, I'm the official Megs. That is JPhrygian. And underneath of us, the king of the VonSchweetz.
That one and that one.
And he is back. Jacob, you're the only one who really did anything last week. How are you? Well, tell us about the week. How was it?
I'm good. I feel like I had a little coma because I came back and there's so much news, which, like, I don't know, it's like a normal news week, but at the same time, it's like there's a lot of news for the news week. So
I feel like it's the same amount of news, but like more important.
Yeah. So I came back and a lot has happened. Trailers came out, games, movies, things happened, and I'm still trying to catch up. So who knows? I'll probably be learning things while we're talking about them on the podcast.
Probably.
But overall, I had a great trip and lots of pictures and fun things to be had. I met, I met my first like company owned and operated Spider-Man. So that was cool.
That's dope.
Yeah. So that was neat. And I had a great time.
Hey, cannot argue a good Disney Carnival trip, okay? Because it's technically like a carnival, but it's like Disney's.
I was like, are you DC? I mean, Disney and Carnival as a cruise line together?
No, but like that, the cruise he did was the same thing I did for when I was in Carnival. So I'm guessing it's similar-ish.
Yeah, but yours didn't have Mickey Mouse, so.
Mine did actually, but it was more like the New York City Mickey Mouse.
Oh, okay.
Where they got an actual rat?
Yes, basically. No. Actually, no joke. Did you see the announcement? They're paying, New York City's paying people $170,000 a year to come and help unalive rats in New York. Jacob, you moving? You moving to New York, buddy?
No.
Oh.
My opinion is the rat infestation, even if you pay people billions of dollars, it's always going to be there. Unless you get your city clean.
That's a fair point.
The city is clean.
You spend that money on getting your city clean, rats will be like, man, there's no food here. And they'll leave.
These out-of-towners like you guys stop showing up. I'm just saying.
First of all, you don't even actually live in New
York.
It's
all our fault because all the other tourist areas in the world are as dirty as New York City.
Agreed.
Moving on.
By the way, I just want to throw this out there. I just saw, since it is the holiday and all of us have watched the Guardians of the Galaxy, the old 97s, which is the band that is in the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special, the song I Don't Know What Christmas Is opens at number 4 on the holiday digital song sales and number 5 on the rock digital song sales and number 15 on the digital song sales. Yeah, baby!
That song was a bop.
It is. It's
the
very
fact
much
that they did like the whole track too. Like I was sitting there waiting. I was like, they really about to do the whole thing? Like they're still going. No, I definitely enjoyed that track.
I love that at the end, Star-Lord was like, y'all just learned these instruments?
Well, they were the band that were at the party. They were at that the holiday party I went to.
True.
So that was dope.
Oh, that's dope. That's fire.
Jordan, how was your week?
It was very good. Yesterday I actually recorded a podcast episode with a friend of this podcast, All Day Show, Ellie. Y'all probably know her on TikTok.
Love Ellie.
By the way, just saying, she got Adam, she got me. If she's looking to get you to guest at some point, just letting you know. So she's like, I gotta get all three.
I don't have any of her information, but just tell her.
We'll get it. Yeah. We'll get it to you. Yeah. Because she was like, I would love to have Jacob too. Because she was like, I got to complete the entire Daily Kazoo. I was like, all right, I'll talk to him. So yeah, we recorded an episode. It's not coming out until the beginning of the year. What we talked about was y'all will find out when you watch the episode, but it needed to wait.
Oh, that's how we're doing it. Damn. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
But that was pretty much it. Also, obviously, we are 5 minutes into the show. Appreciate y'all for letting us just catch up, man. It's been a minute since we seen Jacob. He had that honeymoon, but we were like, he said, hey, y'all keep going. And so we went last week, but we're happy to have everybody back. Make sure to like the video on YouTube, rate 5 stars on Apple, Spotify. We ain't got no ratings on Spotify. Speaking of which, that's a discussion for off the podcast, but Spotify, we're going to be doing some stuff with Spotify.
Oh, yeah. You and I talked about this, yes.
On the podcast, on our
recording songs for Spotify.
Don't play.
At the beginning of every podcast, our little Kazoo song, we're going to upload those to Spotify so you guys can listen to our Kazoo songs.
Actually, but no. Stop it. No, we're not doing this. Anyway.
Endeavor.
I'm just throwing this out there at 12 o'clock at night, right? And the YouTube's going and there's an advertisement. Have you ever wanted the love songs on Kazoo? No, you got to do it, Jacob. It's got to be the. You got to do
moving
the.
on.
Hey, thank you. Yes.
Oh my God, my childhood of like waking up at like 3 a.m.
You knew it was like when that shit was coming on.
It was either that or George Lopez going.
Yeah.
See, guys, we're so entertaining. We're so fun. So get some ratings on Spotify because we got some on Apple. But if you listen on Spotify, rate us 5-star ratings only.
So, who wants to get this show started?
Well, Jacob. Jordan.
I don't know what the best thing you've seen all week is. So
neither does he, honestly. But right here, I can assure you, we're playing it. But I can assure you, it's not. Did you share this sound, by the way?
I did.
Okay.
I'm smart.
When you enter a place with so much history around it,
It's heavy. He's my brother. Take one.
it's kind of sacred in a way. People want to come here.
They want to come
sound of
here.
Abbey Road.
Been there.
My name is Mary. Abbey Road Studios has been part of my life for as long
a
as I can
docuseries?
remember.
Wait.
So many massive records were made here,
Because I don't think people understand this.
and it was just done by accident.
We're trying to get better with things like recording.
This was
Recorded.
awesome. You spent so much time here. We had
Oh.
used a particular. There it is.
Wait.
Classical to pop, artists are inspired to push creative boundaries within these walls.
What are you doing? It's murder. I can't give it up.
It was at the forefront
Wow.
of one of the biggest musical changes.
The smell of Abbey Road, actually the smell of fear. Am I going to mess this up?
A huge part of my record collection was made in this room.
There's been a year of despair for the record industry. 60s bands just aren't selling records anymore.
We stayed empty for month after month.
Something had to be done. We needed to move into another area to survive. Who doesn't want to do Star Wars?
Suddenly, it was
Okay.
Christmas present.
Yeah.
Abbey Road, it's a gift to music.
Oh,
The Red Hot Side of the Moon, I thought we cracked it.
If it hadn't been for him, we'd have made like 3 albums.
It encourages you to make something moving.
The walls are saturated with great music. You know, if these walls could sing.
How great does this look?
That's pretty fire. I was sitting here like, bro, I'm not about to watch a documentary on Disney Plus, but no, that actually looks pretty fire.
Because all of us,
actually has some like fire documentaries. Like they had one that came out about 2 or 3 years ago called oh gosh, I hate myself for not remembering it.
Tragic.
It was about the guy who along with Alan Menken was kind of like head of music for The Little Mermaid and
Yes.
Beauty and the Beast. Howard, that's what it's called. You don't even need to know anything about those things. If you watch it, you will cry at the end. It's so beautiful.
yeah, it's I'm enjoying it because like it's Disney music, it's music. But I'm a huge Beatle nut. Like I've actually got the original pressings over here in vinyl, and I've been to Abbey Road, I've been to that whole area, and to get to learn more about it, and it's Disney music as well, like Star Wars and stuff like that, everything. I'm super pumped. And I know Jordan, as a person of music and stuff like that, this thing just pulls a little bit on you, right? Like,
for the people who don't actually know, the entire name JPhrygian is because I was in jazz band.
Mm-hmm.
It's a story for another day. But
out of curiosity, though, in jazz band, do you use jazz fingers?
Anyway, moving on with the show.
Yeah, I saw that honestly as we were getting the podcast ready, and I'm like, oh, hello. So I thought I'd throw that in there. All right, everybody. Jacob's
moving on into the comics. Some quick hits.
I have been out of my element with comics. I just haven't, since moving to Temple, Texas. I'm just in the middle of no. The closest place to me is about an hour away, which is Austin, and that's where I would get my comic books. So I'm kind of waiting until the wife and I go and have a venture to Austin. So I can't tell you much about newer comics, but I have been rereading. It's been a year-long process, and it's going to be a year-long process next year. But I have been rereading the Amazing Spider-Man, Stan Lee, Steve Ditko run, the early Amazing Spider-Man stuff. And a couple of things came from that. Two, before I get to one, we had a couple of people on Twitter going, because one is more important now.
Okay.
A couple of people on Twitter were going, these are the most Spider-Man like accurate characters. And it was a picture of Tom Holland, and I haven't seen the show, but I've heard only great things about it. Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yeah.
They were like, these two are the most like Stan Lee Spider-Man characters. To which I have to disagree, just because if you read these comics, especially at least the first 100, you realize that Tobey Maguire is the comic book accurate 60s Spider-Man. Even though it takes place in the early 2000s, like it's just like every time you read a comic, you're like, out of all three of them, Tobey Maguire would be doing this shit. Past that, the more important thing is we continue every week, continues to be, if you're on comic book Twitter, if you're on comic book TikTok, you continue to see posts that people will say, Sam Wilson's not Captain America, Jane Foster's not Thor, Spider-Man is not Miles Morales. And I just want to play this quick video because I think it's important that people just at least see it once. Jordan, if you want to pull it up, because you actually just liked it. I just saw that. Or I can
I got you. I'll pull it up. Actually,
audio from
it was just on my Twitter. Hold on, yeah, I got you. No, and while you speak on this, I just want to say this is part of why the discussion came up of like, oh, you definitely need to get Jacob on, because me and Ellie on All Day Show, we just talked about this. She was like,
yeah,
where's this whole discussion about Miles Morales isn't Spider-Man? I was like, oh, it's been a problem. Like, it's been a thing. Like, it's... But yes, this is a wonderful video from the man himself, Stan Lee.
About Spider-Man's outfit, his costume, what? He is completely covered. So any kid could imagine he's Spider-Man because no color of the skin shows. He could be black under that. He could be red. He could be yellow. He could belong to any race. And that wasn't done purposely. It was done accidentally. But I think it was the best thing we did, making him so that he could be anybody under that costume. One of the greatest things about
it's almost like he said that. Like, he said that so long ago. Do you see how fuzzy this looks? It's got a play.
Larry King and Stan Lee.
I'm just letting you know, it was just recorded on Samsung phone. Relax.
Anyway, well, no, say what you're gonna say, Jacob. Sorry, I just had to.
As far as that goes, like, it's clear that, in this frame, Stan Lee is saying, like, anyone can imagine themselves as Spider-Man. He's not necessarily saying that anyone is Spider-Man. But like, and I will, before I take one side or the other, I will say, when you say, hey, Jordan, Spider-Man, Jordan will probably immediately think of Peter Parker because he's been around the longest. If you walk into Walmart, Target, whatever, Peter Parker's Spider-Man costume is everywhere. Miles Morales is still Spider-Man. It's kind of like saying, like when I say X-Men, Jordan probably and Adam probably think Wolverine, Jean Grey, Cyclops, Storm. Like they're thinking of the big hitters. But me, after I think of those, and I'm sure after they think of those, they're like Jubilee, Kitty Pryde, like Gambit, Rogue. Like you're thinking of everybody else that's maybe considered B-list, but they're cooler characters. So I think we're always going to be stuck in this, you know, even 100 years down the road, we're always going to be stuck in this. Peter Parker is Spider-Man, but Miles Morales is also Spider-Man, you know, and it's the way America is, with the vast majority being white people. Peter Parker is probably going to sell more. It's stupid, but Miles Morales is also Spider-Man. And if you're saying he isn't, it's just like, why? Like the comic books literally say Miles Morales, Spider-Man. It's not saying Miles Morales, oh, and Peter Parker shows up halfway through. It's saying Miles Morales is Spider-Man.
Well, if you think about it, same thing as like Superman, Steel, or Superman, son of Kal-El. Like there has to be some like name explanation of really who they are. Like there shouldn't have to be an explanation of who they are.
And here's the other thing that I will say that I thought of yesterday. This is just a little quick tidbit. We don't have to go into this. I know that Jacob, you had said it'd been interesting, I mean, all that stuff. And actually it goes into some stuff we're talking about later. But excluding the news about Batman Beyond, when you think about Batman Beyond the cartoon, no one ever argued Terry McGinnis isn't Batman. Bruce Wayne is Batman. No one ever made that argument. Like Terry McGinnis got a completely different Batman suit, took up the mantle, some might say, of Batman. He donned the cowl of Batman, and people were just like, Terry McGinnis, Batman. Like nobody ever is arguing that Terry McGinnis isn't the real Batman. Only Bruce Wayne is Batman. It's just like,
yeah.
Or
and
Robin.
Say,
how many different Robins have we had? Nobody
I
says
think
anything.
DC somehow just like has, not somehow, DC has better fans when it comes to this. And Coco said it in the comments. If you're on YouTube or anywhere else where you can see our comments, Coco just said it's like Blue Beetle being Ted Kord, but the new age readers will see him as Jaime Reyes. And that's the same thing with Hal Jordan being Green Lantern. And now you have Jessica as Green Lantern. And in between, you had like 3 or 4 other Green Lanterns. And it's, if I showed you a picture of them, like you'd say, that's Green Lantern. Like you wouldn't go, that's Hal Jordan, comma, Green Lantern. Like you would if you're trying to be overly specific, but like it's Green Lantern.
My Green Lantern is John Stewart, and that's just because I saw him first in Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. I did not know who Hal Jordan was literally until like I was like 12.
To be honest,
if we're being really honest, you want to go, who's the Green Lantern? And you want to be the same kind of person that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, not Miles Morales. You're going to end up with the guy with the yellow and red costume who's allergic to wood. And nobody wants that. So Green Lantern is really who the character is and who defines the character best. And so far, Spider-Man, Peter Parker, Miles Morales, and hell, I'll even say it, Peter Porker, all 3 of them really define the character. As funny as Peter Porker is, like he has some really good serious moments. And like anybody who puts that costume on is just, Marvel knows what they're doing.
What were you going to say, Adam?
Nothing. I just feel targeted. He said red and yellow and allergic to wood. I'm just saying.
Are you wearing red and yellow and allergic to wood right now?
Are you allergic to wood?
Oh, not last I knew.
What is wrong with you? I think you just wanted to be related in the conversation.
Yeah, and it's, as you were actually talking about that, it was like who really like Hal Stewart? Everyone just thought of Stewart when Ryan Reynolds started doing Green Lantern, right?
Yeah, like legitimately, I saw Ryan Reynolds and I was like, but Green Lantern's black, and then I realized that there was a Hal Jordan. I didn't know.
Yeah, or even you want to go another one. There's no name for Batman, but when Fox put the suit on, nobody remembers that.
Mm-hmm.
When Lucius Fox's son put the suit on, found out who Batman was, and
everybody's like, Batman's not black. Batman's not black.
Batman can be whoever the fuck he wants to be.
I think that also people just have a hard time again taking mantles, because it's just like when they said that Tim Drake was bisexual, but the headlines are just Robin is bisexual. Everyone assumes, oh, they're rewriting Robin, but it's like, no, technically Tim Drake has only ever been like 10 to 12, so they've never got into him in relationships.
Well, I mean, look at the news when
whatever he wants.
Look at the news when they said Superman's gay all of a sudden, right? Like,
people are like, why are they making Clark Kent gay? And I was like, he needs Lois Lane. And I was like, this isn't Clark Kent.
Yeah, it's their son.
Because it's a Superman doesn't mean it's Clark Kent. We need new
what
stories.
I will say is, and I'm sure that y'all can probably agree on this, but the people that are usually saying this shit are not people that actually read comic books.
I mean, it's just like you said, the 60s Spider-Man is a good, that's the thing why comic accurate doesn't even make sense, because which run of the comics? Because there have been different writers, like, you know, so
I'm just saying 300 run or nothing. So best run of Spider-Man ever, 300 to 400.
We're not
going to argue. I was waiting for the argument. It was just like, no, you're right. This is right.
Here's the best run of Spider-Man that I've read, and it's Miles Morales 2018, because it's the only one that I've consistently read recently.
That was a fantastic run.
Yeah, those are good. Those are good.
That makes sense, Coco. It doesn't.
New Iron Fist is now an Asian character. I mean, he's not wrong.
Yeah, people were mad at Iron Fist, but it's like, it's a mantle, bro. Just let it go. Yeah, comics are fun, guys. I'm glad we came back. It's been a minute since we had a little bit of comic talk, so that was nice. Thank you.
The last thing I'll say before we move on to video games,
is it ever going to be the last? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Like, it really does prove that you're racist, because like, it really doesn't matter who's underneath the thing, because you're really there for the story, which every character provides. And you're there for the superpowers, which both characters, whether it's Sam Wilson, Steve Rogers, like, it's the same. Mm-hmm. The only thing that I can agree with getting upset about is, like, you know, when they did the what if of Miles Morales being Thor, and he said shit of like, by Odin's fade. It's just like, you can tell either a white man or a really like out like disconnected black guy wrote that. And it's just like, those are the only things that are really like, this is my culture, that you can, maybe I can understand you being like, oh, I want to pretend that Spider-Man underneath the mask, like Peter Parker underneath the mask. But like, it really doesn't matter. Like, if I went in and I took a Miles Morales comic book and I just recolored his costume to red and blue instead of black and red, you would have no idea. No idea. You'd have no idea that it was Miles Morales. You'd be like, that's Peter Parker. It does not matter. You're really just racist because you see the color of their skin and you're like, ugh.
We're not going to talk about them what if comics, because when I saw the by Odin's fade, I was like, see, this is what I be talking about, because when has Miles ever talked like this, bro? Like, not once.
Never.
Oh, by Odin's fade, I was like, please get this away. I saw those and I wanted to read it, but I was like, I'm not going to torture myself. But yeah, thanks for all of that, because it's a very good discussion. I hate that it comes up every like 2 months. And we're gonna see it again in Phase 5 once we get close to Captain America 4. Like, I've just accepted that it's life,
which is very much going to be even more because of the politicalness that they're going to put into the movie. It seems like, because as much galaxy kind of stuff or universe they were doing for the last couple phases, I feel like Phase 5 and 6, when it comes to like those characters and then some of the other ones, is
multiple.
It is still going to be like multiverse stuff, but we're gonna deep dive in more political background, almost like Star Wars ish. Like, yes, there's force beings and things like that, but here's the political stuff we're gonna show you.
Oh, I was saying it's going to be multiple, not multiverse, but like it feels like they're going to where we're just going to have a bunch of subplots. Like it's going to be like this is happening over here, this is happening over there, that's happening right there, and they'll converge later. But right now, these are like all separate initiatives,
which we will talk about. But hey, there's a game award that happened this past week that I was invited to and didn't get tickets to, but I was invited to.
Sorry, that wasn't funny, but.
I got tickets, but I wasn't invited. So I'm just kidding.
This guy. So yeah, in gaming this week, a lot happened. Just some quick hit news on it. Most of, if not all of this, most of these beginning things are related to the Game Awards, which we're going to talk about more in depth later in the show. But Chris Judge won Best Performance for his role as Kratos in God of War.
You see, he's working out. He wants to play Kratos in the TV show.
Listen here, he can work out all he wants, but I'm gonna need him to work out having shorter speeches because that acceptance speech was too goddamn long. Legitimately, I was watching other people watch it, and like they were like, "Yo, they have the music cutting on because that's like wrap it up."
Yeah.
And then people were like, "Yo, he thinks that it's to hype him up because he kept going."
Yeah.
I was just like, "Bro."
The music got louder. He got longer.
I saw
like
on Twitter, he said, "I was cut short, but I also wanted to thank," and I was like, "Dear Lord."
Are you serious? He said he was.
I mean, the last thing you said, I was cut short, but I also waned to thank my wife, and that was it. But I mean,
See,
I was
that's
just
what-
like,
that's what the
"Damn,
people
bro,
I
you
was
were cut
watching-
short. They gave you a lot of time."
No, because like advertisers get mad at that stuff there, and like the world premieres that happen, like people pay for those slots, so they was like,
yeah.
Is it Jeff Knightley? I think it was Jeff Knightley. He was mad. He had to be like, bruh, he messing up the scale because Jeff had just tweeted that like, hey, we need to make sure. He's like, my aim is to make this like tighter and like run like a well-oiled machine better than last year. Did not happen after that first speech from Chris Judge, bro, because he was talking. And also, the people I was watching did say they were like, bro, you're supposed to be like, I thank my mama, I thank my wife, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So you said he forgot to thank his wife. That should have been in the beginning. So in any case, that man was talking too long. But along with that, God of War did take home. Sorry if you hear my dog barking. God of War did take home 6 awards.
Not the important one.
Received. Shut up. Don't shut up. But I'm getting there. Best narrative, best music score, best audio design. Obviously, like I said, best performance from Chris Judge, which, the actor for Atreus was like, hey, man, I didn't get best performance, but I love to see Chris win it. And I was with the opinion that some people were saying. They were like, yo, it was a package deal. Like, y'all, the entire story was the both of you, So good for him. Innovation and accessibility and a best action adventure game. Get out, dog. Sorry, my dog is in here and she's ruining my spiel. But alas, Game of the Year award went to none other than Elden Ring. And when I tell you, it makes total sense. I'm sorry. Like, I know that plenty of people love God of War. I haven't finished it yet, but I know it's a great story. Don't care about ad block. I'm giving up on trying to show anything about Elden Ring.
I was like, what is going on right now?
I wanted to show Elden Ring while I talked about it, but it's just not working out. Oh, I could just show the Steam page. That'll work.
Whatever.
But legitimately, Elden Ring made the most sense because to me, it generated like part of the problem is God of War has recency bias right now.
Yeah.
And that's a weird thing too. It's like it came out so close. I would love to see what would have happened if they had came out closer together. Elden Ring generated like millions of hours of content. Like for some reason, people who are not into these overly hard games were even like getting in on Elden Ring. Like it was like a very hidden gem type of thing. So
is this as someone who's never played Elden Ring, is this a game that I could just hop in and start playing, or is it a sequel or?
No, you
could just hop in and start playing. That's the thing. So it's an RPG, and like it's a Soulsborne style game, which is like it's one of them like hard AF. You got to learn like different bosses patterns. You could run up on like a level 50 boss when you're level 2. Like there are no guardrails really. Like it's just all about like you can run into whatever. And even people who are not into From Software games loved Elden Ring. You could also not pay attention to the whole story and like have fun. That's why God of War won like best narrative, because it's like that story makes sense. There's a lot of people who played Elden Ring for the gameplay.
I also feel like in a lot of like, even with like the Oscars and Emmys, like you'll see if there's a really close tie between two games, you'll see one get like the most awards and then one get like the top award.
Big one.
Yeah,
exactly.
So I feel like this was just kind of like another one of those things of saying both these games are fucking fire, and if you're not playing them, what are you doing?
Basically,
yeah, exactly. That's it for that. I am gonna put one other thing because it was in the Game Awards, and then that other one, Jacob, you can talk about it because I think you played it. At the Game Awards, they also announced Star Wars Jedi Survivor, so sequel to Fallen
60
Order.
hours, by the way, for Midnight Suns. I see you popping it up.
Yeah. And if you're watching the video, which you should, come over to youtube.com at the Daily Kazoo Podcast. Jacob seems to have his hands on Marvel Midnight Suns, which I've heard is actually very good.
And
he's old. And
I am happy about it because I have not gotten to play a single second of it.
Well, never mind.
But because I got back yesterday and I was visiting friends and I just haven't gotten to. But I got the Legendary Edition, which was more than I should have paid. But after people said it was great, I'm now going to justify it and say it was worth what I paid. But
even though you haven't played a single bit.
One thing I will say about this game, without having played it and just hearing like other people talk about it, and seeing a couple of the, which if you haven't watched them, Midnight Suns, like Firaxis on YouTube has released kind of like individual stories of where each of the Marvel characters is before this happens. Ooh. And as this happens, the game. And it's got the characters, voice actors from the game. As we're talking about the voice actors, though, they added in Spider-Man and a couple of characters who aren't normally Midnight Suns, but they have none other than Yuri Lowenthal playing Spider-Man in this game. So if you've played the Spider-Man PS4 game, or if you played the Miles Morales PS5 game, same voice actor for Spider-Man there. And on top of that, one thing that I personally love, because I love the Runaways Hulu original Marvel show. If you haven't seen that, it's not totally connected to the MCU, but it's a really good show. And it's a Marvel product. But the character Nico Minoru, who's kind of like the most popular of the Runaways, she's also in this game because she is a Midnight Sun. She is voiced by the same actress from the show, and that's cool. It's phenomenal. I watched the show. I watched the short that they released for her, and I was like, no way. So it's clear that they like, without even playing the game yet, it's clear that this game was made. And you can say this for a lot of games, but this game was made for fans. It was made for fans. And they paid attention to what they thought fans would want. So I'm totally pumped to start playing this game, probably sometime today or tomorrow. And what's better is there's an original character that you kind of get to design called the Hunter. So if you haven't played the game yet, either you're on your honeymoon or you need to start playing it. So that's all I got to say.
So yeah, you were with me, right? Like, just like what? That's how we felt.
I was confused, but yeah, it was you. But not like it's so bad because we talked about it last week. Like, I want to play because I've heard good things too. I just don't have the time commitment right now, man. We still got to finish Gotham Knights. I ain't finished God of War.
I got God of War, Gotham Knights, Midnight Suns, and I haven't even looked at anything within the past week of Fortnite. And I'm a huge Fortnite person, so yeah, I'm behind. I'm behind for sure.
So. Yeah,
we're going to be getting text messages from Jacob at like 4 p.m. Morning, guys.
So I finally finished God of War. Jordan,
I'll probably finish God of War tonight. I think I only have one chapter left. So
God, you got in a lot before you left. When I tell you I like have played once since the last time we talked, I'm so behind. Um, so yeah, that is the little quick hits of gaming. Really quick, we're gonna just go ahead and go through. Adam, if you'd like to shout them off, I've got stuff ready, but just some little quick news on movies, TV, and everything. Or I mean, I could do it because I think I put most of them there.
Go for it.
Oh, okay, fine. Anyway, don't know if any of us care about this show. I feel bad. It's not anything that I watched. However, I totally understand the sentiment. Half Bad, The Bastard Son, and the Devil Himself was canceled. And the reason that that's just interesting is it had a 93 on Rotten Tomatoes and a 92 audience score. So to be one of Netflix's better, like higher rated young adult series and to be canceled with no explanation, no season 2 renewal is very strange. Obviously, as Adam is doing, there's money. Also,
well, don't forget that main actor that we see in the front right there, and I forget his name. I apologize. He is playing Tim Drake in Titans. Titans. He plays Robin now.
See, you know why I think it failed? If you just look at this poster real quick, what movie does it remind you of? New Mutants.
I don't think that's why they got rid of it, though. So there is, and this is not something we were talking about.
Around. I'm just saying the poster.
No, I got
like
you. So
that's why it failed.
To tell you the truth, the problem is exactly what I always say: the participation trophy with streaming. Apparently, Netflix and Warner Brothers might not be that far off. Apparently, Netflix is a little upset with money right now because
it's almost like I said that months ago, and then you were like, "They got Stranger Things." Like, no, they're fine. Netflix is killing it. Netflix is fine. I told you.
Here's my thing. I don't disagree. Netflix did have money, but they went, when you get that fat check and you're like, man, I can buy whatever I want, and then you're like,
No, the podcast that I'll be listening to, Netflix has had this problem. Their issue is like infinite growth is the goal, but it's not possible. So like they were spending more millions on projects. And it's like, you can't keep spending millions and have like 2 hits and then 8 flops. Like you just can't do that.
Well, it's like Quiznos, right? Perfect example. Their commercials were good. They grew like crazy and started putting them in restaurants everywhere. And then nobody went to them because their food was just okay. And their overhead became too much for them and they had to close shop.
Man, y'all making me hungry. Well,
the other thing though is that was put on my radar by Society Made the Joker, and it is sad to see that one of Netflix's most successful things though. Like the problem is, I get what you're saying, like money, but they have shows that are less successful that they're keeping. Like they have stuff that is like nobody is watching this, and
watch your mouth about Warrior Nun, okay?
And it is a very good queer representation show, so it's not really a good look right now. Like people are like, yo, we always talk about they're not good enough like representation, and like here you have this, and it's actually good and people actually like it, and then y'all cancel it with no explanation. So I don't know, it's one of those things that money one thing, but it's kind of like Batgirl. It's not a good look. It's like, money aside, like you have projects that are received around the same that you're releasing in theaters right now. Like, what are we talking about? So, but other than that, another thing that was put on my radar today.
You're welcome.
By Adam.
Our boy!
Yatiti Badaka, is that how you say the name?
Yeah.
Thank you. Who is an American Gods, is developing a Nigerian vampire stories as a TV series and comic, teamed with Payment Entertainment and Stranger Comics. So that's lit.
Stranger Comics, a friend of the podcast.
I've known him
for a while. Oh, I've known him for a while. He and I go back and forth a good bit.
I met him at NYCC.
Yeah, that's the guy you met at NYCC. Yep.
That's right. I just looked at the pic. I'm so crazy. I saw this black and white photo and for some reason was thinking that this was the vampire inspiration stuff. That's him.
Yeah. I mean, it might be. Who knows?
But yeah, so that's really cool. Interested in seeing that.
Pull up their comic, if you will, actually.
Niobe.
Mm-hmm.
Niobe comic. Yeah, so yeah, Stranger Comics, just real quick. They do this comic Niobe. I actually have one of them upstairs right now that I got from
I got a bunch of their stuff. Yeah, but Niobe is a amazing Black Elf comic. It is
free,
fantastically read. If it's free, it's for me. But the other thing they've been doing lately at a lot of the cons, and I don't know if you have them up there. Are you ordering right now on the podcast? Like you free. Let me order this.
I'm just searching through, but I am going to order.
Why don't you do an Amazon order while we're at it? No.
Anyway,
what was I say? They actually do some covers for their comics and Verity. I can't talk this morning. They do variant covers for different cons, and some of the ones they're doing right now are like the original Stankonia album. They're doing like the Biggie album. They do a lot of the hip hop classic albums, but as comic book covers that are fire. And then the story alone is really, really good. Everyone should check it out. If you're a big fan of Lord of the Rings and love cultural representation, I would definitely tell you this is it. And get on board before you cannot get on board.
Because that's how it go. Them things start taking off all of a sudden. You know what? Actually, I need to start making videos about it now. Because watch, everybody who's more popular than me going all of a sudden start taking videos, and they're gonna be going viral. And I'm like, but I was already talking about this.
Well, they don't have his number, so it's okay.
Anyways.
So that's big news for them. Happy. And remember, I did tell you they were talking about the show. They're working on that show, and they had big people. That was some big people, but they've got something else they're working on.
That's right. Anyway,
Pinocchio.
That's what happens when you talk to people in person. You learn things. Continue.
Pinocchio apparently was on Netflix yesterday. Wasn't for me. I looked all day to watch it. Never showed up on my Netflix.
I don't know if
I've seen it.
What's up?
Yeah,
you just haven't seen it.
No,
he said it wasn't for
I
me.
literally put it on search.
Yeah, he was saying wasn't for me. He thought you were saying wasn't for me was like you didn't like it, but no. He's saying like it
I
was.
heard great things about it. So
I've heard great things too.
Yeah,
I've heard a lot of great things. I heard the animation style like really worked.
Plus, Ewan McGregor. So
yeah,
that's true. That's true. You got Ewan
and
good old Ewan.
Yeah, but Pinocchio came out. Rush Hour 4 was announced yesterday with Chris and Jackie coming back.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm with this tweet though. I don't really know if I need a Gen Z Rush Hour 4. Like, they can't do nothing like what they did in. They definitely can't do like 1. They can't go anywhere near 2. It's more like they can't go anywhere near what they did in Rush Hour 1. They can't even get close as 2. 3 was probably like the best that they could. To you. Why you make me see? Anyway,
I've never been with an American man before.
And then Jacob saw Strange World.
Yeah, Disney. Well, I was on my cruise. I was on a Disney cruise, and Disney does this great thing. If they have a movie in theaters, they'll play it on the cruise ship.
Oh, but they won't advertise it still there either.
I'd already seen, and then they had Strange World, which was not one of my like top Disney movies. It feels like it's a good movie that people will kind of just forget about, but it does have some really huge plot twists that you're like, whoa, what? I think it's a great movie. It's a great movie about father and son. And it's their first period movie with an openly LGBTQ character who actually has more than just like 2 lines. Like the character that I'm referencing, I'll let you watch the movie, but they're probably one of the main stars of the entire movie. So I would say, for me, it's probably around a 7 out of 10. And that's usually where I like rank most of my movies that were like, this was a good time. Will I watch it again? Probably not, but it was a good time. I would say if you can, while it's still in theaters and you got a couple extra bucks, at least go and try and support it. So that way Disney doesn't think, oh, LGBTQ doesn't sell, we won't make any more of those.
Doesn't sell if you don't fucking advertise it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's probably done on purpose.
So, The
They
one
treated
thing
that thing like it was a Pixar film.
The one thing with this movie is it was really good. Jake Gyllenhaal's character is really funny and enjoyable in the movie, not him himself. Outside of that, though, like, yeah, it's a quality film. You'll enjoy it. If you have kids, take them because they'll love the heck out of it. Yeah, it's just a good time.
All right.
The only thing that I saw for promo for that was one that looked like it was from an old VHS tape, and Jake Gyllenhaal was like, "Just like us in real life, we're all a little strange." And I was like, "Wait, this is for a new movie?"
Yeah, he's
like
like,
it looked
just like our real world. It's a little strange, and both the characters who play his son and his dad were like,
"Oh, but yeah." That's all the little quick news hit releases. We got a couple of discussion
by
topics.
45 minutes, he means quick.
First of all, these went through quickly. The rest are like 10 to 15 minute discussion topic
I don't know
areas.
about
I'd
that
say
one.
10.
This
I'd
one
say
discussion
10.
might get a little lengthy.
Nah, we ain't talking that long. I don't care anymore.
So what's going on at DC, everybody?
Yo,
hit the link I sent you.
THR broke so much freaking news, bro. And when I tell you this came like literally after like good announcements, like they had just said that James Gunn reportedly was interested in a Teen Titans thing, and I made a video, and then right afterwards, THR had some news to drop. But from the mouth of James Gunn, which I need to address this, that hey, he basically said, watch your mouth, hush up. Y'all be quiet. So as far as the story yesterday in the Hollywood Reporter, some of it is true. Some of it is half true. Some of it is not true. And some of it, we haven't decided yet whether it's true or not. This is in regards to the fact that DC done canceled everything, bro. They was like, hey, y'all remember how we canceled Batgirl? And here's my thing. I don't mind this. So I'm going to go on a soapbox here for a second. My thing is they canceled Man of Steel 2. Not canceled. It's up in the air if Man of Steel 2 is happening. They have officially canceled Wonder Woman 3. Back to the drawing board. What else did they cancel? They Blue Beetle's still a go, so I was wrong about that. I thought Blue Beetle and all of this was not safe. People assume Peacemaker is fine. But it's just every time, I don't know why I keep doing that. Every time they give us good news, they then are like, hey, remember all that stuff that we made you really hype about like 2-3 weeks ago? Forget all that. It's out the window. I know the budgeting team got to be mad. They got to be like, all right, so we allocated $15 million towards writing for Man of Steel. We've already spent $30 million on Wonder Woman 3's writing team for the last like 8 months. When you think about all the writing that got paid, all the different, and it's like, oh hey, we need to go ahead and put that we're in the negative on that. It's canceled. It's canceled. Wonder Woman 3 is what? The money gone. We paid the writers already. It's a lot. But however, and I'm gonna shut up and let y'all talk after this. It's just, we asked for this a while ago. Like, I don't know about y'all, but I was like, just clean slate of all the Snyder stuff now. Stop making promises and then cleaning slate. Like, now it's just annoying.
Here's the problem, and this is what I'm thinking is some of these actors are Adam will probably disagree with me on this, but some of these actors are like Hugh Jackman defined the role kind of actors. So like, I think Henry Cavill, I think it's going to be hard for anyone to see a new Superman within the next 5 years. I think a lot of people would need Henry Cavill. Even if it's a complete reboot, even if we're not like that, Clark Kent is a separate Clark Kent from this one. And I think Gal Gadot is the same way. And I think some of the actors, like even some of the side actors, like I don't know why his name's escaping me, but from The Matrix, the guy who played Perry White in
Lawrence Fishburne.
Thank you, Lawrence Fishburne. I think he was phenomenal in that role. And there's other side characters.
We ain't even seen him.
Huh?
And we ain't even seen him since 2013.
Yeah, we haven't seen him since Man of Steel. I think he was in a little bit of Justice League, wasn't he?
Yeah, he might have been there for a
anyway,
little bit.
But I mean, there are some characters that I feel like really it's going to be hard topping their performance. And I think this is, as Jordan was saying, we keep getting this like hype and then we're taking it all away. And I think this is the end of that, at least the big hitters being taken away from us. I think James Gunn creatively, since he's the creative side, is saying we're erasing everything. We're taking everything out that isn't going to be a part of the universe that we're building. And if it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense. And that's, it sucks. But I mean, if Wonder Woman 3 was really going to be the same plot as Wonder Woman 1 and 2, are you really upset that it's not going to be coming out? I'm not. Because apparently Steve Trevor was supposed to come back to life via the Lazarus Pit. And anyway, that's just stupid. Patty Jenkins has got to work on that. But anyway, yeah, with them canceling stuff like this, I think this is a good sign. I think it's a sign that now we have James Gunn, we have Peter Safran. They know exactly a rough idea of what they want to do. Otherwise, they wouldn't be canceling things left and right. And they have a plan. And I think people just need to accept that and be happy with it, because the past 20 years of DC movies haven't really had a plan other than, hey, let's make another Batman movie. Hey, let's make another Batman movie. Hey, let's make another Batman movie. And it's just like, yeah, those things sell and I'll always go and watch them. But we got to tidy it up a little bit, So I think they're doing a great thing.
Agreed. Adam, I know that you've already been like, y'all need to chill out. This makes total sense. And I agree. I think I'm angry because I said on this podcast, I'm not gonna get excited until I'm in the theater. And then they kept on being like, do y'all remember right before Black Adam came out? What was it? DC won this year. Look at all these announcements. Henry Cavill coming back. Blah, blah. We finally gave into the hype. And they was like, remember how we said that? Never mind.
I didn't say that shit.
Shut up. You made the videos.
I'm excited. Okay. Making a video about him coming back, fine. I never made any videos about everyone coming back. I talked about the news of it, but I never sat there and was like, is this a win? Is this not a win? Whatever. Because at the end of it, James hasn't even, like, there was an announcement of James and Peter coming to, and that's the other thing everyone has to remember. There's two people involved in this. There's James Gunn and Peter Safran.
They got to negotiate the custody.
They have to, yeah, their mom and dad have to just agree what's going on. So when they get announced, they technically are still, James anyways, he's still doing things till June, I think, if that's what Kevin said. So he's literally kind of head frame still on Marvel, but he's got these meetings all this week about what we're doing for DC, and he's been stuck in a room all week for DC stuff. So now he's like really deep diving into it. What can we do? What can we not do? And then Warner Brothers is like, hey, we're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to do this and this and this and this. And James is like, who do you think you are? I don't know. Hey, it's like the song, all you hoes. All you hoes
better remember who y'all talking to.
It's a
I really do like I do feel how you feel about him. I do like King Ryan's videos where he's like James Gunn walking up in DC like, but you don't run nothing, I run it.
James and I get, yes, James reports to somebody, right? But that somebody has fucked everything up. You brought him in for a reason. Kid gloves off. He's allowed to do whatever he wants to do. And I think the best thing to do, and I know everybody's going to immediately, this will get comments or whatever. Zack Snyder's gone. Zack Snyder's not going to do anything, because I saw a comment, someone go, oh, should Zack Snyder, and you know who this is, Jay.
Oh, God.
Should Zack Snyder...
ruining the DCU.
Somebody said, should Zack Snyder do Wonder Woman 3? And the answer is Zack Snyder should go find something else to do. because he's never coming out to DC. It's not happening. They tried to do it. I have it pulled up right now. Biggest blockbuster they had was Aquaman at 1.1 billion. Let's see. I'm looking.
Y'all need to stop trying to talk like Aquaman was not a good
movie.
movie.
That was number 25 on the list. So not even top 20. So and Wonder Woman's the next one, the first one. I just have to find it because
that's the other thing. That's the other thing is like, and I don't mind this. I understand people are excited. Jason Momoa after Aquaman 2 is probably going to be Lobo, not Aquaman. My thing about that is I'm like, why didn't we just cancel some of these? Because we've been pushing back Aquaman 2 for like 4 years now.
So here's why I think it's already done. That's the thing. It's already done. It's been done. The only reason it got pushed back is because of other storylines from other things.
Got a lot of stuff that's been done though.
No, I agree.
Flash still coming out.
Well, here's the downside of that.
Flash is the reason, is the way that they can do it. I just hate it.
Flashpoint is the only way you can reset all of this without just going, hey, remember when Marvel and Fox were together and we started the MCU with like just brand new?
I'm going to be honest. Why can't they do that? I don't care to have a movie to make it make sense.
Because there's so much stuff already. So, and here's where we're bleeding into the two topics, because the topics we had was Marvel doing too much and DC, and what's going on at DC. Marvel doing too much right now is the opposite of what DC had. DC did too much is the problem right now. And James needs to find a loophole of how to redo it without just redoing it, like just starting
ripping
fresh.
That Band-Aid.
Right. So Flashpoint is how you fix it. And then at the end of the other movies, post credits of like, wait, what's going on or something, whatever, however they want to do it. Where Marvel, there was nothing there. What, we had a couple X-Men movies, a couple Spider-Man movies, like Fantastic Four.
Hulk,
it was
Ghost Rider.
Yeah, like there were things.
Elektra, Daredevil.
Right, there was things there, but nothing was ever connected, and they weren't trying to do anything. It was just companies making franchised one-off things. Where now we're telling stories, and everybody wants their comic book connective world. And I understand that. But I think James and how he's going to do this is very smart. He is going to keep them in their worlds. And I'm not talking about like different multiverses. I'm talking about like Aquaman is going to be in Aquaman. There's going to be Aquaman movies, Aquaman villains, team up maybe a little bit here and there. Big projects will be what we call our Thanoses. You know what I mean? I think we'll get to see more rogue galleries of them, of those superheroes from DC. And that's why James is like, who do you guys want to see? So rather than us getting 13 Batman movies and 27 Superman movies sprinkled with some other stuff, now we're actually going to get Titans. We're going to get probably the Bat family, I'm guessing, at some point. Like, you can get things of that nature, and even Court of Owls. You can do a whole trilogy of Court of Owls with Dick and Barbara and all of them and stuff like that, and like do different pieces of it. So I think James is sitting down with everybody. The two directors that did Batgirl are sitting down. Apparently the rumor is they're gonna take over.
Try to bring it back.
No, apparently the rumors they're going to do Batman Beyond, because everyone's like, oh, Batman Beyond got canceled with him. Yeah, it got canceled with Michael Keaton. Nobody said they're not going to do one. But the other thing is, that is way too early. Like, if you're going to try to off-write your big heavy hitters for DC, off-write them. And now you need to establish your younger group. Where with Marvel, they never really had Iron Man, Cap, things like that. Now we're getting into the younger group. And it's been, what, 16 years, 17 years now? You know what I mean? Like, they've been pushing on it. And now it's so long, it's like now we've got these younger people. And now that's where we're getting in the problem of Marvel. Marvel's trying to give us their younger characters, but with the younger characters coming in, everyone's like, whoa. I want some of the old characters. Well, what's going on with them? Nothing. It's just they're gone. It's okay to let go.
I love how we just have the opposite problem with both. It's like Marvel, the older characters are dead.
But and we then asked for this was the problem with Marvel.
Yeah, well, but then in DC, the classic characters we ain't even had Superman in but one of his own movies. It's just like, bruh, can y'all just? But I just know, I am okay with Flash because of Supergirl. I will say that. I'm not
great. I think she's going to be fantastic.
Oh, I do too.
You good? Too good? Yes.
No,
but that's my problem even with like Marvel, and I know Jacob probably agrees with this. We asked for this, right? We sat there and we got the holy trinity of Marvel, and then we started getting other stuff, and now we're like, ooh, well, what about this character and this character? Can we do this? Can we do that? And then Disney Plus was born, and Disney Plus and Marvel were like, well, we need to make some IP content so that way the platform can keep going. That's where the shows came in. And that was their easy way of not doing 11 movies a year. So they started doing that. And now everyone was like, whoa, this consumption is too much. And I'll tell you what, I was talking to a VFX person, a friend of mine, about this yesterday. It's not too much. The problem is everything around it with this is too much. Now we're watching Stranger Things in a day, Wednesday in a day. We're watching Lord of the Rings. We're watching this and that. And like, oh, wait, what's this? Oh, it's part of this world. And so let's watch this. Oh, but Marvel has like 11 things I got to watch now. Well, if all that stuff around it wasn't there, I think everyone would be fine with what's out there. You get what I'm saying?
Because you keep trying to bleed into the Marvel. Can we finish the DC stuff first?
No, I agree with you. But that my point there is my point there. Everybody needs to let go. It's a movie that's like a movie. The DC thing for me is like there's not enough of different things to build something with it.
I just wish that they would just reboot. And I honestly don't even care. I wanted Flashpoint to be the way to do it until Ezra Miller started fucking up. And so now I'm just like, bro, just again, I'm back into the I don't care until I have my movie ticket and I'm sitting in my seat.
Well, I mean, we're going to get some of it in Shazam.
Honestly, my preferred way of doing this is just in Flashpoint, yes, having it be the reboot, but having it to be like such a huge moment of reboot that like we already have the only Justice League member that we have cast is the next Flash. And he shows up right at the end when Barry goes through all of Flashpoint. He looks different. He is different. It's not Ezra Miller's Flash. And the only thing we see right before that reveal is Flash maybe running through the speed or like running with the Speed Force or something happening to where we see, because James Gunn said the movies, the games, the animation, all of it will be connected. Is if you see through the Speed Force, you see Flash running and you see like maybe the Harley Quinn show Look Up or like something like that. And you see Titans and you see the animated movies and you see like everything that DC has been doing.
Doom Patrol.
You see Aquaman, but like looking like Lobo because he's getting switched or whatever. Like you just
see all of it happening. And then it all shows that each one of those is a different universe. And now we have someone at the end. Maybe it's the Speed Force. Maybe it's someone like, I don't fucking know, Martian Manhunter, or maybe even Amanda Waller. But someone say, we are Earth Prime. Just figure out a way to say that. This is the Earth now and forever. And from that moment on, you have everything that happens is in that universe.
Starting
and
there.
If you ever want to use the multiverse, because DC has their own multiverse, we know these other things exist, like Harley Quinn's show and, you know, the Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League, which before we completely wrap up, I just want to say that tribute to Kevin was fucking fire. Probably best thing I've seen almost all year. I'm not going to lie. That thing was amazing.
It is towards the end of the year.
But you have each one of those things be a different universe, and you establish at the end of that movie, this is Earth Prime. There's nothing else going on except what's happening here.
So to connect to yours, I think at the end of the movie, he could be like, okay, I need to get back to my multiverse. And he goes to run. And like you said, running through the Speed Force, you kind of catch little things here and there. And he runs back to where he thinks he was, but he's in Amanda Waller's like office, like the whole shebang. And he's like, wait, where am I? And she's like, don't worry, you're on Earth Prime.
You really could. This is what you could, like, if you really think about it, you could do what Back to the Future 2 did, where Marty thinks he's fixed everything in the 50s, goes back to his timeline and realizes that Biff has fucked everything up.
But then he looks up in a mirror.
The opposite for this one is he goes back in time, does whatever he's going to do with his mom, reverse flash, comes back, and now he's in Earth Prime. This is it. James Gunn's DC moving forward.
And he looks up at like a mirror or something like that, and it's a completely different person. Yeah.
Yeah, because Marty goes back again to fix it, but Flash would stay there because the Speed Force would say, stop meddling with fucking time.
Yeah, you did it too much.
Yeah, you're
like
done.
The more you do it, it's just going to keep changing. Because that is the thing about Flash, is like, because even in the Flash TV show, right, when he would go back and then he'd come back, there would always be something that was different. Like it didn't matter how many times, like he couldn't even go back and stop himself from going back, because then when he goes back to where he should be, something's still different.
It's like when you upset your girl, right? And you're trying to explain what you did. And then every time you go to explain something, you think you're making it better and you're just making it worse.
Legitimately, because like I just remember with the show, because it happened with, like, I don't even remember how they resolved this, but remember he came back and like Cisco like hated him, and he was like, you wouldn't go back in time and save my brother. And he was like, there was all these things that he was just like, I don't even know.
He came back,
what
the world was
did.
completely destroyed or something like that, if I remember that one.
It was like Cisco didn't like him. Caitlin was like, Caitlin was a villain. Like it was all types of different stuff. So yeah, it's just they can do it.
Iris was still Iris.
Anyways,
but yeah, so that's my argument. Is like, I agree. I think Jacob and I are, and even you, Jordan, are in the same realm of like, at the end of it, he comes back. The world is different. Question is then, December rolls around. Aquaman's there.
Right, because Aquaman comes out after, so that's why I'm like, is it just we're gonna see Aquaman and then it's just like, all right, that's done.
Yeah,
like, why are we?
By the way, I found Wonder Woman 89th on the top 100 grossing movie or top 100 money making movies. Made 822 million. So Aquaman, Wonder Woman, but Wonder Woman, way better movie.
I would agree. That's why I'm like, and Aquaman's not a bad movie.
You're agreeing Wonder Woman's a better movie than Aquaman?
Yeah.
I actually need to go back and rewatch Wonder Woman, because I only saw it the one time, and maybe I was just in a mood, but I didn't really like the ending. So I would personally say right now Aquaman's better, but I do need to go back and rewatch it because I've only seen it the once.
I will say Wonder Woman kind of had the same type of fight that, like, you know, everyone complains about with like Black Adam, like CG villain, like, okay. Also, it was
that's a typical DC thing.
Also, it was Lupin from freaking Harry Potter. So it was just, but I will say Wonder Woman was dope. I also like Aquaman though, and people hate on Aquaman heavy.
To give you an idea though, do you want to know? So that's number 89. Know what number 88 is that just beat it?
Please don't tell me Wonder Woman 2.
Spider-Man.
Oh, okay. I feel better
the original.
about that one. That should be higher, but this is IGN, not the discussion.
First of all, okay, IGN, if you're listening right now, I'm gonna make this fucking clear. Y'all idiots. They rate Wonder Woman 2 better than Wonder Woman. Like, not close.
I mean, it's not even just IGN that does that. I watched Julian's video, and he was doing like a little top 100 thing too, and it was just, nobody rates these things correctly, but that's neither here nor there. That is a whole nother discussion topic. Y'all, we talk about DC too much. Anyway, I'm moving on.
I think it's the first time we've talked about DC that much ever on the podcast.
I mean, you're probably right, but something that was actually funnier, but is more exciting, the Game Awards, because that's what was supposed to be next. But,
I know, sorry.
Yeah, you should be. Anyway, I'm kidding.
But I smartly did it.
Did you?
Did it for a reason.
Did you? No, I'm just kidding.
Yes.
I'm kidding. Ignore me. Yeah, so Game Awards, just real
so
quick. I wanted to
ignore-
ask you. So So if anybody, I just wanted to know about y'all's thoughts. Did you feel like there were any snubs? I know personally a game that got no awards that like honestly probably should have was A Plague's Tale Requiem. I have not gotten the chance to play it. I'm trying to pull up a picture of it. Please grow bigger. What the bro? I'm clicking on like 8 screenshots. Here we go. So Plague's Tale Requiem right here.
Mm-hmm.
That was a snub in my opinion. It didn't get any awards. And it's a sequel to A Plague's Tale Innocence. It's on the Game Pass. And it's a very well received game. It actually has a very good narrative. But it's one of those things that it went up against Elden Ring and God of War. Like some people were like, this could have been a Game of the Year contender if like some people were like, this is a better game, like Game of the Year than God of War. Like they find this to be a runner-up. So that was a personal snub. I felt like they didn't get anything, which is weird.
We want to talk about other snubs. Horizon Zero Dawn Forbidden West didn't win anything. And that game was way better than the first one, in my opinion.
See, I've heard different things where like the villains in that were great, and I haven't played it, so I don't take my shit with a grain of salt. But I haven't played it, but like I heard that like the villains were great, but like people just didn't find like, and like the story was good, but they didn't feel like there was anything that crazy with Aloy. Essentially, like character wise, it was just kind of like the same. But I don't know. Y'all tell me. It is weird that it didn't win anything.
Just saying, Cyberpunk got gypped.
I think if they were gonna like divvy it up, I think they should have at least gave I think her name is Ashley Birch.
Mm-hmm.
They should have given her the like the voice actor award instead of Chris Judge. Not to take that away from him, but just to give them something, because she's also one of those. She's one of those actors, just like Chris, that they get into the role. If you see them on the street and you play the game, they will love talking to you about it. Like they, I don't know.
Hey, shout out to Arcane, by the way.
Yeah, Arcane getting that adaptation award, that was fire. And then I guess before the last thing with the Game Awards, just Game of the Year thoughts, if y'all care. Like Jacob, you've played more through the story of God of War. Are you feeling like it is, without spoiling anything, the big innovation that should have, it should be very close or could have been there?
No, I think what up, Zay? I think that their games need to take a huge, and I again haven't played Elden Ring. They need to take a huge page out of Horizon Zero Dawn Forbidden West and God of War's book, as far as if you're going to have something in the story, make a reason for your character to go to that location instead of doing a fast travel cutscene where they're just automatically there. Because Kratos, as I'll just talk about that one more because I'm playing that one right now with God of War. Anytime he has to go back somewhere or go somewhere, there's always a reason to explore that one of the 9 realms. It's not just like, hey, you want to go check this out? It's there's always a reason to it, instead of there's a quick cutscene or the screen fades to black and you have the little loading symbol on the bottom right, and then you're loaded into a new area. You literally, from the beginning of the game to the end of the game, you can, on a map, you can track where Kratos went, and there's no breaks. It's just like, this is where he went, this is how he gets there. And it's the same with Horizon Zero Dawn. And I think games need to start doing that more, because it really is, it makes it seem more seamless. It makes it seem like a movie.
It's interesting because while at least there is reason for it all, I know that a lot of complaints I've seen is the backtracking in God of War, where it's like you'll be in an area and it's just like, so example, like opening a certain chest or doing a puzzle, it's like, oh, you can't open that right now, we need a different item. And it's just like, y'all could just like show those. I mean, me personally, I don't care, but I do get it. I'm like, y'all could just show me these things that I can't get to or do like when I need to. I don't know. That's just me. It's kind of like the burning brush or whatever. It's like you don't see that until you have the Chaos Blade so that you can burn it. So like that's something that people were like, it's just interesting. It's like I can't go anywhere. But I think that I think the reason with Elden Ring getting Game of the Year, I think gameplay is king. As much as Stray was a very great game as far as like story. Like a lot of people were like, "Yo, the actual story of that was really good." But like it was also very on the rails, very simple gameplay. It wasn't like you were for real this cat who could do front flips and you was throwing combos and all this stuff against the robots. So it's one of those things that like I think it being a Game of the Year contender was kind of weird because it was just like I think it was on the list for Game of the Year. Let me see, but it was interesting that was on like the Game of the Year contending, but it makes sense that like the game that had the most innovative gameplay, innovative boss battles. I mean, the thing about Elden Ring, you had different characters that you could be like different builds. Like, Kratos, he has like defense, strength, range. It was like Elden Ring, you could be like a mage, you could be a swordsman, you could be this. And every boss battle had like different phases. So you had to like play differently for even bosses that were the same because their phase 2 would be different. Like one would have fire, one would have electrical, one would be magic based. So it's like, it was a very innovative game. I think it deserved the Game of the Year. That's the only thing I don't think it was snubbed.
Game of the Year nominees other than Elden Ring included God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Stray, alongside the Nintendo Switch only Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
See, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like
and A Plague Tale Requiem.
Plague Tale. Okay. Yeah, it's interesting. Like, Stray was up there, but it's like it was literally like a 6-hour game. Like, it had a good narrative, but like the gameplay wasn't like innovative. So I don't know. That's just me. Adam, last thoughts on Game of the Year awards before I say the last thing with that.
You guys got it. That was fine. I don't have any problem with Elden Ring winning it, but what's
this?
I swear to God, hold on. Now I always forget his name.
I never knew his name.
Hold on.
Did you see about this?
Sholo, the kid who plays Blue Beetle and in Cobra Kai? I swear to God, it's his kid.
Oh, you're saying you feel like that's him? Did you
That's
see about
kid,
this,
right?
Jacob?
Yeah, I saw about it. It's just another one of those award show stupid things.
Well,
I'm like, who brought him?
Bro, Ace sat behind this kid and said that he literally just got up and just walked up to the stage.
I went back and rewatched like the stream, and yeah, like I didn't realize like you just see him like kind of skulk behind them as they're coming up, and the entire time that they're responding, he's just kind of back and forth and skulking. The reason I didn't notice it the first time is the people who I was watching react to it on stream. They were all talking after, like, they were like, yeah, see, this is why Elden Ring. And like, they were like, see, he was worried God of War was going to win. And the guy was like, no, I had to put the curse on it because I wanted Elden Ring to win. So I was talking up how God of War would win. And so I couldn't hear that this happened. But the reactions of people basically going on frozen loading screen when this man talked, like, there were so many reactions where people were watching and they were like, what? Like, this man really got up here and was talking about the memes are hilarious though. Mm-hmm. Elden Ring versus God of War, Bill Clinton. Also, that man was playing the hell out of that flute. And then this reformed like, did he say Orthodox Rabbi Bill Clinton? Like, is that what he said?
Something along the lines, yeah.
He's been arrested. A lot of people are very much like, don't even give him any press. Let's not even figure out why he did it, how he did it, but no interviews, which sucks because I'm nosy and I want to know, like, outside of like, I understand you snuck your way up there. Who were you there with? Like, which one of who brought you as a guest? Because you're not like some known creator or media person. It seems like I can't fathom that you would risk this. This seems like, did you fully sneak into the whole event? Like, should you have not even been in the event at all? Is like where my questions are.
More question. Security.
Bro, security. You know Jeff Knightley pissed. He like, bro, what?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, security is screwed. So yeah, he is the subject of many memes. It doesn't take the internet long.
No.
I just everybody was confused when he walked up there and started talking about Bill Clinton. I like didn't even know it happened. But Jeff Knightley was like, yeah, that man been arrested. So and apparently he like legitimately like a kid. Like that dude can't be more than 20 years old. Like probably absolutely not. Can't be. So hope it was worth it because you were blacklisted forever now.
Yeah, like on anything.
Literally media blacklisted. All right. Final discussion topic for the podcast. My personal favorite news. I love this. I've been saying it since all of the discourse after Thor Love and Thunder. Because between Multiverse of Madness and Thor Love and Thunder, I was like, y'all. And Moon Knight kind of like just being like great and then just being like meh at the end. Marvel Studios is finally reevaluating the upcoming Phase 5 and 6 slate after heavy internal criticism and is shifting from quantity to quality. Oh my goodness. Oh my gracious. Oh my damn. Oh my goodness. They're going ham. I'm so happy because I'm tired of 18,000 projects in a single 6-month period. We keep on saying, like, I know we make the videos on TikTok. We eat, Marvel fans, we eat. And at one point, I was like, this is kind of like Thanksgiving where we done ate 8 days leftovers. Like, I kind of just want a cheeseburger from McDonald's, bro.
But you went there asking for it. What did you think was going to happen?
I didn't, though. I didn't ask for 18. Every time they would announce new projects, I thought we were going to get some time. And then they would be like, no, this is coming out in like, oh, no, Miss Marvel's coming out in between Multiverse of Madness. And then right after it ends, Thor 11th. I didn't ask for that. I didn't ask for that at all.
You never know when the course is coming out. You might be halfway through with your salad and they're like, oh, here's your soup. And you're like, well, I'm not done with this.
That's poor service. They not evaluating the situation greatly. They supposed to be checking as they walk past the tables and be like,
bro, they come ask you with your mouth full. Like, what do you want?
They really do. But I'm excited for this because I think as great as it has been to be eating as a Marvel fan, there comes a point where you're getting so many projects all at once. One, it's the MCU burnout. It's real. Two, you have so many projects that keep just being hit or miss. You know, like I think it's great to have 8 MCU projects in a year, but when like only 3 of them are actually like very good. And it's because like even looking at like Black Widow, I didn't think Black Widow was a bad movie, but when I saw that video of like the Yelena scene, I was like, that was pretty bad. Like that just randomly fell apart like for no reason with that explosion when she stabbed the turbine. Like it was like
graphically or like the whole scene, you mean?
I mean, graphically, it was just like.
But that's a whole other conversation. That's well, something.
But different. That's completely a part of this conversation. If you read this article, it's talking about the internal criticism is like all the overlap, like us getting the project so close in succession while we're eating. In order to release like 2 big projects 3 months apart, those have to be being worked on in overlap. It's the same thing that people are saying about Marvel Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine. People are shocked that Wolverine's not going to be coming out for a couple of years. But why would Insomniac split their resources to be trying to work on both? That would just make them okay. The reason you end up with okay projects is having too much overlap.
The one thing I will say that I guess kind of relates to this is I'm really excited that I can't even remember his name right now, but John something with the Spider-Man movies.
John Watts?
John Watts, yeah. I'm excited that he said he's going to take a break from those because it's still my opinion, and I'll stick with this until I die. The best Spider-Man that we've gotten in the MCU was the Russo brothers in Civil War. He was just cracking jokes left and right. He was hysterical. He was fun. He was moving. And since then,
he got a metal arm?
Yeah, since then, like he's just been kind of like, oh my gosh, whoa, ah! Like there is no jokes. It's just him running around doing that. So that really had nothing to do with this, but it also was Marvel at the same time.
So here's what I'll tell you, because I've talked to people in that industry. People forget that it's not Marvel doesn't own any VFX company. They outsource this stuff. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, these companies are not only working for Marvel, they're working for other companies as well. So like you might be working on Thor: Love and Thunder, but then I'm trying to think of another big VFX movie.
Black Adam, bro. Because I mean, look at that thing. It did have a lot of
no, because like not even that. Like you're going from one extreme to another. So say you're doing like I said, Thor: Love and Thunder, and as soon as you are done with that, and whatever timeline they give you, there's another timeline behind it of Fast and Furious or something. Like there's a project on top project, and the thing is like you're telling them how long you need for the project, and they're going, "Cool, here's this. Here's very minimal money. Here's very minimal time." They're not union. They're not like, we don't care what you sleep. We don't care what you eat. We don't care if you don't see your family. We don't care about that. No, we care about you getting the product done in the time that we're telling you in a high quality and move on. That's it. It's like buying a car. That's all they want. They want the high performance.
They said, I want the wheels. I want the GPS.
They want the high performance. I'm telling you I want it to do this. You need to give it to me at whatever price I'm telling you I want it. And that's that. And it's like, so that's where you're getting this issue, both these issues, honestly, right now of VFX strikes. And those are still looming. but the one that's real right now is the writers going on strike. Because there's so, like I keep saying, there is so much content out there. These writer rooms are smaller because back in the day, the only thing that was writing was ABC, CBS, NBC, HBO. I mean, let's be honest, Cinemax, stuff like that. But like those writer rooms were full of people, and these writers got to learn because they would write, they'd go to set, they'd see what the directors are doing, they'd learn from seeing their product being done.
Rewrites.
They would understand, okay, now when I write this is how it looks going forward. I know how to write it better now. They're not getting that. Halfway through their story, it's not even done yet. They don't know how it's ending. Directors are going, hey, we're at the point now where we need more script. Can we get more script? And they're like, I'm not done yet. So that's the same issue with this is there's too much, not just Marvel, but there's too much stuff out there, not enough talented people out there doing it. And if there are, they're not willing to work for the pennies that you are trying to pay them.
After the millions that you're getting off the movies and billions. But the other thing too, that you just pointed out, and I remember saying this was back before I even met y'all on TikTok. Like you mentioned how the time crunches, even when they be announcing like, oh, shooting started for Black Panther 2. And then like they be done shooting in like 3 months. Like it's like, the whole movie, like the whole thing. And so yeah, it's like when you think about it, even these projects are so condensed in like, it's like, nah, we got to get it out at this time. So it's like we shoot here and there. Like it feels like they tried to get on a schedule and like well-oiled machine, and then it's kind of like it's well-oiled, but like the corners are getting hella cut. You mentioned VFX. Marvel actually apparently has considered forming an in-house VFX team, which like do it, but you're gonna have to fucking pay people.
Yeah, and not only that, imagine the size of it.
Right, because you have too many fucking projects that you worked on.
It would eat the entire VFX community, basically.
True, because people would just leave. They'd be like, all right, well, I'm gonna just go work for Marvel directly. But I am for this news. Apparently, just saw this today. New rumor is saying that they could be delaying the current release date set for the sake of keeping up quality. I understand a lot of this is industry-based stuff. My thing is that I feel like you run into less of these setbacks and directors leaving, Basim, Tariq taking a pause. You get to figure more logistical things out instead of just being like, all right, well, we said the movie's coming out in May. I know that we didn't finish getting all of the footage to you until March, but VFX Studio, we need this yesterday. You know, yeah. Like I think if they slow down a little bit, I am perfectly fine with getting 3 Marvel movies and like 2 shows instead of like 6 shows and 4 movies in a year. If it means less discourse on TikTok about which ones are bad and which ones are not, and why aren't we hitting phase 3 levels of great?
Speaking of delaying or not delaying, but movies coming out 10 years after the last one, and things like and VFX. I just want to let y'all know I got an email yesterday. D23, right? D23 Gold member.
Mm-hmm.
It said, "Hey, D23, we're in the spirit of giving. It's Christmas season. Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. We're going to give you a gift. You get to pick one of 2 movies to go see for free. Black Panther Wakanda Forever or Avatar The Way of Water."
And I know which one you gave your money
I chose Avatar The Way of Water because I am not spending a single cent on James Cameron. The man can die without seeing a penny from me. So I'm just letting y'all know.
That was a great way to put it. I was confused when you was about to say die.
I'm never giving that man another penny.
No, like legitimately, this is off topic, but he talking about some Avatar 4 script has no critiques. And I'm like, bro, please stop talking about movies I'm not going to see for another decade.
Wait. I want him to release that movie so I can just critique it all day long.
It's never going to come out. It's going to come out when my child is in high school.
Come out when we're 90.
No, they're filmed. So second one's filmed, third one's filmed. No, yeah, second one's filmed, third one's filmed, and the beginning of the fourth one is filmed.
When did they have time to film all these? Because
this
why
whole
was the
time,
second one? Why was the second one delayed so long?
They started filming 2.5 years ago.
I don't care.
Like and that's why he did it this way was to do all that work, and now it's this movie, and then one every other year.
I did hear that the story is better for the second one. However, because that is the big critique for the first one. I just can't be hype about a movie that is finally coming out after 10 years. It's the same thing as when people don't release music for like 4 years and they keep on saying next album's coming. Next album's coming. I can't. I don't care anymore. But back on Marvel, yeah. I'm excited. It sounds like we're in agreement that it sounds like this is great. I think it's good for Marvel. I think that we get just less fatigue and we get less of this, like every time a movie comes out, oh my God, can you believe how Korg doesn't even look like he belongs in this scene? Like the effects are falling apart right here.
You want a perfect example? Want a perfect example? So normal time, let's say January, February, something like that. You go to Starbucks. Your drink's the same every single time, right? It's great. You love it. It's fantastic. It's Christmas, beginning of summer. You go there and it's a madhouse. Is your drink really that good?
Yeah.
Right?
Well, worth it.
but it's worth it because I wanted it, and it's still Starbucks, and it's still yummy, but it's just not the same.
It's just not the same as when I just like get my mobile order as soon as I walk in and then get out.
The burrito, well, even then, like it's still not the same because you've got somebody might be overpoured something, or underpoured something, or did something different, or forgot something completely to put in it. That the baristas or your writers and VFX?
True. No, it's serious. It's a whole industry issue. It's too much content in general, but I think that we're talking about Marvel here. I think that they just try to do too much at the same time. It's just like, bro, just space the stuff out some more, man. There is nothing wrong with going back to like not having movies 2 months apart and shows come out at the same time. Like, and I love that they hopefully are rethinking I think it said in the article, after the success of Guardians of the Galaxy and Werewolf by Night holiday special, to just kind of wrap it up, it seems like these specials are more cost effective for the studio, help prevent franchise fatigue, and it just is received better than that 6-episode format. If they're gonna do like a show, have 10 episodes plus for like an actual season.
They said they're doing it with Daredevil, remember?
But that's what I'm saying. So like Daredevil is the example of, if you have a long running story for that character, do it as a show. I think 10 episodes plus. I think minimum 10 episodes. You can maybe even give 8. But like 6 episode, I'm not talking about Daredevil. I'm just talking about any other shows. I don't care if they do other shows less than 18. I'm saying forget the 6-episode format. If you think it should be a 6-episode show, just go ahead and do a special for that one. So that way it's short, sweet, to the point, gets it out the way. It doesn't feel like, it's like Miss Marvel. It just kind of felt like, okay, there's just like a lot of fluff here because they need more episodes. Like they could have wrapped up that show in like 3. Maybe not, but I'm exaggerating. Anywho, I'm excited for more of the specials. Noah's becoming a special. We see Armor Wars becoming a movie instead. More specials. If they do shows, make it like an actual season-based show, not like here's just this one-off 6 episodes and then like we're done with that. Like you may as well have just done a special. So anyway, y'all good? I'm liking where Marvel's going. Let's hope. I'm ready to see the delays. I want to know what's getting delayed. I don't mind it.
I also think it gives other. So like, look at June next year, right? Every weekend is something. So Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is the first week. Transformers is the second week. Flash is third week, and Indiana Jones is the fourth week. So it's just like devouring. But like, if you look at it, all different things, all different. I mean, Disney, yeah, is in 2 of them, but all different projects. And then it gives more people better time to put things out. You know, you get like Aquaman, right? Aquaman was going to be same day as Avatar. They moved. But if there was a Marvel movie there, then they would have had to move again or go against it or whatever. But there's less cannibalism of, companies on companies and things like that. So I think it's good if you cut down a little or maybe stay to your app. So like if they start doing specials, that could be some of the movies.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I mean, I don't care. It doesn't bother me. I don't think it's too much. I just think the timetable that they ask for is too much. I think that's the problem. I think the problem is they want to pump it out, but pump it out quick.
Yeah, it's like I'm tired of quick and not that great. Like I said, Moon Knight started off so strong, ended meh.
That's what she said.
Anyway, great composition by Adam with the Starbucks. Yeah, this man's always full of analogies. Yeah, we got to wrap up. A lot of us got Saturday plans. Hope everybody enjoyed.
Jacob's got a Saturday plan.
I hope everybody enjoyed the episode. Sorry, I know we ran a little longer on that last one, but Marvel, man. Thanks for watching the Daily Kazoo.
Do you want to talk about the 1 to 100 most grossing movies right now?
Adam's gonna go ahead and do the sign off for the show.
He is. Oh, hey, it's been real. Another Kazoo episode. Good to have Jacob back as always. I'm the official Megs.
We didn't do our ranking.
Oh shit.
We can do draft real quick.
Draft. That's a staple.
Okay. No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
Right.
We do have the video.
Listen, I'm going through the bullet points. Y'all just taking the time.
I'm not going through anything. All right. So here it is. Ready?
We have a draft again at the end of this episode.
So we have a draft.
Why are you gonna put me at the beginning?
Prettiest.
That's a great spot to be. If you don't want to be there, put me there.
Okay, then never mind. I'll go back. No. All right. So here's oh, damn it. All right. So today's draft, top 5 video games
ever.
I don't know about ever.
Nope. You did ever.
No,
We're going ever.
I did say ever, but like top 5 video games, like
for you.
Yeah, for you, top 5 ever. All right.
Jacob, go.
PS4.
Wow, you would take that one first.
I knew that one of y'all would say it, so I'm gonna take it.
Fine, Spider-Man Miles Morales, so I can get it out the way. So it doesn't get taken.
N64 Mario Kart.
Of course, this man just in black and white. No, I'm kidding. No, I was gonna pick a classic game too, but then he hit Spider-Man, and I'm like, well, let me go ahead and get the other one because he's gonna pick that next. Go ahead, Jacob.
Super Smash Brothers.
It's a good one.
Which one?
Adam, does it really matter?
Just the OG. Just the OG.
I mean, you're the one real quick to ask him the other day about when we were doing the horror movies. Oh, which one?
The other day. That was like 3 months ago.
Pretty sure it was literally like maybe 4 episodes ago. Relax.
4 episodes that I've been on.
That would be 4 weeks. Right?
Anyways.
My number 2.
If I had to pick one, I'd say Ultimate. Sorry. Go ahead, Jordan.
Oh, you good. All right. Ultimate Smash Bros. Or Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. My number 2, Spyro the Dragon. Classic. Go ahead.
Rock Band.
What?
Rock Band.
Oh,
It is a good one. Great party game. Me and my cousins used to play it on all the holidays.
this is a hot take, but I stand by it. Batman Arkham Knight. Specifically Arkham Knight. The other ones were good, but Arkham Knight was my favorite.
I understand it. I know why Arkham Knight is not my favorite. But yeah, no, it was a very good game. Very huge Batman game too. Up next for me, my number 3 possible hot take, because people claim that they don't make good DC games. Batman Arkham Origins. It actually had some of the best boss fights in the Batman Arkham series, like the fucking Deathstroke fight. Absolutely phenomenal. Had a lot of depth. And yeah, a lot of people were like, WB Games Montreal can't put out a good DC game. That's why Gotham Knights ain't that good. But I was like, Arkham Origins was great to me. So
My number 3 is Call of Duty Warzone.
I thought he was about to say Pong or something like really.
This man don't play games.
No, I do. I'm thinking like games that I sit there though and like I'll
You
lose
really
hours
love
out
to
and
play.
stuff like like I'll lose hours and stuff on.
Mm-hmm.
All right. My next one's the original Kingdom Hearts. I love that game.
It's a good one. It's a good one. Okay. What is this? My number 4? I would say Naruto: The Broken Bond. It was an RPG style Naruto game. It was actually really fun. A lot of people are like, bro, let's stop having battle arena Naruto games or anime games in general and do like a little RPG, but like following like the story or something. Because it was a very good, like it was like, even though it had like arena fights that were 2D arena fights, so that wasn't like the best. Like it had good follow through story. Got to run around, run up walls, run on water. It was fire.
Nintendo Super Mario Brothers 3.
I think my last one, I'm just gonna say, is Kingdom Hearts 3 because I really enjoyed that one too.
How about you said Kingdom Hearts already? I mean, now you're gonna do Kingdom Hearts 3, but like earlier,
Nobody else
asking
picked Kingdom
I'm
Hearts
just
3.
saying,
Don't
like,
listen. Don't listen to him. Like, he already listen.
Listen, I'm leaving y'all. I'm leaving y'all to have all the games you want because I'm picking my niche stuff.
Zay said Warzone. Adam, the blasphemy.
Was what it was.
Hey yo. Man. I've just played so many games in life. I would say, and this one probably should have been higher, but I wanted to get some of the other ones out of the way first before y'all stole them. Assassin's Creed 2. Like, that was like, I enjoyed the Assassin's Creed franchise, but it was kind of like Batman Arkham City for me, where it's like they built off of the first game so well, kind of sped up the gameplay, more stealth mechanics, multi-kills, being able to like different ways to go back incognito. They really innovated off of what was really good about the first Assassin's Creed.
The 5-player Simpsons arcade game.
It's a good game.
That's a very good game. It is. I wish I'd have played the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Shredder Revenge that had come out, because I heard that was really good too.
It was, and I was between, and both of you will remember this. I was between the Simpsons game or the 5-player X-Men arcade game that was out a long time ago. But yeah, I was between those two.
Those are good honorable mentions. Another honorable mention that I think both of you have probably played: the just about unbeatable Lion King game.
Yes.
The one where if you died, you had to start at the beginning because there wasn't no saves.
Nope. You left that thing on all day when you went to school and came home, and it was exactly where you left it. You started to play it again, and it was like bedtime. You'd leave it on overnight. Like you couldn't turn it off because there was no save.
I think that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game is still on Game Pass, so I'd be down to play that. But yeah, any honorable mentions from you, Jacob, before we for real head out this time?
Y'all are gonna laugh, but Kingdom Hearts 2 completely redefined that genre. It was really good. The first Arkham game was really phenomenal.
Amazing.
I just want to give a huge shout out to all the Lego games because the Lego games be fucking fire. Like
people like the Lego
Force
Marvel
Awakens,
games.
Every Lego game that has come out has been fun.
Lego Star Wars be getting more popularity, and Lego Marvel games be getting more popularity than the actual game.
And just to speak to Adam's generation a little bit, I really did love Donkey Kong, the original Donkey Kong. That fucking fire game. Love that game.
It gave you what you have now. Donkey Kong had to walk, so Mario could run.
I'll also say, and I know there's a little bit of recency bias, but the 2018 God of War, I can't speak on the 2022 yet. I haven't finished it. I may hate it. Who knows? But the 2018 God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, Forbidden West, the second one, way better than the first one. Again, I'll say it. There's so many other games that I love. I mean, the Marvel Ultimate Alliance games.
Dang it, that should have been in one of mine.
Yeah,
I'm gonna drop Miles Morales. I'm gonna drop Miles Morales, and I'm gonna put that there. I'll put Miles Morales in honorable mentions because that one, my brother and I, because you could basically play a whole different game by picking some different characters for your 4-character roster. Man, it was great. It's great. Those games of replayability were awesome, and I would have to agree. Donkey Kong did walk so Mario could run. The Mario movie is not Easter egging Smash Bros. Donkey Kong actually introduced Mario. He was Jumpman before he was Mario. So him fighting Donkey Kong makes sense. And then the other one you said the Lego games. What else did you say?
Lego games, I said.
You said, God of War 2018. God of War. I actually am considering replaying it after 2022 because a lot of people are actually almost feeling like 2018 might be better. Just like
I don't think that. I think 2018 was better just because it was new shock because he was in Greek culture and now it's like totally different.
True. Adam, how about you? Any more honorable mentions?
All right, real quick, I'll blow them off. Earthworm Jim, Mega Man, Primal Rage, Cruising USA, the arcade game, because if you held all 3 buttons, you got secret cars and stuff like that. The Pac-Man desk game, like the actual table game, not the arcade game. A stick and wheel. I'm playing with you on that last one. I'm old.
Stick and wheel. I was sitting here listening to you, and I was like, "Wait, what game?" It's not a
Wii
game.
Sports.
See, this is why it shouldn't have. And you said all time, and then right before we're like, no, never mind. But now I'm like, no, we might need to do like classics or genres. I'm gonna come up with some.
SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom.
Because like you said, Mega Man, and I'm like, crap, I love Mega Man.
None of y'all remember Primal Rage, though. I can tell you that.
No, we don't.
Primal Rage was a Sega game, and it was made by Sega, and it was actually a dinosaur. It was a dinosaur fighting game, like Mortal Kombat style.
5. That's another great one.
Shout out Jennings, baby, birthday today on set at Gran Turismo movie.
Are you allowed to say that?
It's all over his fucking timeline, yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if because I remember at one point he was like, I'm doing something cool, but he didn't say. So, anyways, yeah, I'm gonna come up with some more video game drafts. We're gonna be better. This is the first time back in a little bit. We're gonna be better about having the drafts prepared. But
and a Spider-Man 3.
That one was a good one too. Like that's what I'm saying. You started saying some classics, and that's why I was like, dang, we shouldn't have done all time.
Spider-Man 2. No, my balloon.
All right, bro. You need to go. Adam sign us off.
Hey, everybody. Happy Jacob's back. Everybody have a good weekend. We'll see you next week with some other news. I'm sure we'll be talking about DC because they're going to give us a lineup of things, but don't be surprised if they don't give us anything and just tell us, hey, this is kind of what we're thinking about doing. Everybody, Turok, great one. Bust a Groove, great. Ooh, actually, DJ Hero, not bad. Awesome.
We didn't say that. That's a great one.
Agreed. All right. Hey.
I love you 3000.
Love you 3000. We will see everybody next week. Love you guys. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.